On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, it seems we're having a bit of a bumpy ride lately. Today we're experiencing somewhat of a pullback from yesterday's price recovery. Gnosis is the biggest winner today, ByteCoin is the biggest loser, and Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin, their charts are behaving oddly similar. So all of that coming up on today's episode of the Cryptoverse Market Roundup. Stay right there. Dash is the privacy-focused digital currency that offers transactions with instant confirmations. Its unique, decentralized decision-making and self-funding system make it an ideal choice as a stable and secure digital cash. Click the link in the video description to learn more. Hi there guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse Market Roundup, your regular dose of price analysis and market movements on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. I'm also the founder of Cryptoversity.com, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. You can find out more about that at Cryptoversity.com. So this is the Cryptoverse Market Roundup. It's a live stream. It is live right now. I'm talking to you live on the air. And we're going to begin with the Market Roundup right after we've talked about today's sponsor, which is Robofrom, the world's best password manager app. You know, in the crypto world, we have accounts with all kinds of exchanges, wallets, and so on. And it's best if you have a different password for every single service. Well, Robofrom allows you to do that without having to remember them all. I've used Robofrom for more than 5 years. I absolutely swear by it. So check the link in the video description and get yourself a copy of Robofrom for maximum online security. Okay, with that, we'll then move on to the Market Roundup, which comes to us courtesy of CoinMarketCap.com. Let's see what we've got today then. So there's me thinking yesterday that it was going to be a smooth ride back up. How foolish of me. Today, the overall market cap of the Cryptoverse has dropped back to $101 billion, down from 106 yesterday. So that's this figure right here at the top of CoinMarketCap, which adds up the market cap of all the coins, right? That's one of my favorite numbers. I like to see the whole space growing. In terms of the price movements, only one survivor today in the top 10, which is IOTA, with a 10% gain, respectable, now at 42 cents, which means it maintains its 8th place right there. So the rest of the top 10 is down, and IOTA is the only coin that's up, which is why I say it's the only survivor. Now, I was going to say that IOTA was the biggest winner if it wasn't for Gnosis down here in 17th place. Gnosis is actually the biggest winner by a country mile. Gnosis is up a whopping 60%, look. 60% in the last 24 hours. And that brings its market cap up to $386 million right there. And a coin price of around $350. It's 2 cents shy of $350 at time of recording. So Gnosis is that sophisticated prediction markets app built on Ethereum. And looking at their timeline on their website, there's still some way away from launching it. So this is all speculative, I suppose, price movements. Excuse me. Now, in terms of percentage moves, we have to go down there to 20th place to find ByteCoin, which is technically the biggest loser today by percentage, down 19% here, just hanging on to the top 20. It's priced at 1/10 of a cent per coin right now. You see there? 0.001 cents. It's almost a 20th, 20% of a cent, if you know what I mean. Just a fraction of a penny. But anyway, its market cap is $358 million, and it's just clinging onto the top 20 there. And it's what? It's about $30 million behind Gnosis, and only $6 million ahead of its next rival in 21st place there. So that's all I've got in terms of the market roundup, biggest winners and biggest losers. That's what we do. Now we're going to move on to the chart reading, which is right there. So we're going to look at Bitcoin, we're going to look at Ethereum, we're going to look at Litecoin price charts, which we have been doing each day recently. So let's begin looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar. Need to make sure this doesn't get in the way of my head on the stream there. So let's see what I've got to say about Bitcoin today. If you've been tuning in, you might find that this analysis is pretty similar to what's been happening this week, because Bitcoin is still behaving very similar. This pennant pattern is taking its sweet time to resolve, and Bitcoin is staying stuck under this $2,500 level. It was stuck under that yesterday, and it's trading under that today so far. Actually, when I first did my analysis this morning, the candle was a red candle, and now it's a green candle, but only a very small trading range. It's trading at 24.77 right now as we speak. So you remember from yesterday, I said that $2,500 also coincided with the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement line, which is sitting at 2503. So when you look at the chart right now, this horizontal green line, you can just about see it. That's the price line, and it's green when the price is up on the day, and it's red when it's down. But just above that, you see a red line. That's my 23.6% Fibonacci retracement line. So that and 2500 sort of coincide, which is the next level of resistance that I'm looking at. So there's those two reasons there for 2500 to be resistance. One is it's psychologically significant, it's a round number. Two, it's a Fibonacci retracement line. Also, look at the 50-day moving average is coming up now as well underneath the price. So that's one aspect of support. And then we've also got our ascending trend line here, which is another aspect of support. So there's two reasons to expect support, and that's where the squeeze is going to come in. I've also got this horizontal line at 2300, which I believe will act as support as well. So this here is where it's going to resolve as the price moves further down this pennant. I personally am still expecting a breakout to the upside when we eventually get to the end of this pattern. So at the end of the day, the story for Bitcoin hasn't really changed since yesterday. I'm just doing a bit of an update on that. Whoops, it's not top stories yet, is it? So that's all I've got to say about the Bitcoin price chart. Next, we will move on to looking at Ethereum against the US dollar. All of this charting comes from Coinigy. Link in the video description if you want to follow along with the analysis or draw your own charts like this. So here is Ethereum trading against the US dollar. Price is coming from Bitfinex. So Ethereum is similar in the sense that it's trading below $286, which in this case coincides with the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement line. So again on here, Ethereum is slightly up on the day, that's why the price line is green. But right underneath that is a yellow line, and you can see it just here. It's the 38.2% Fib line, and it's around $286. It's $286.75 to be exact. So the price is actually above that right now, as you can see, as we speak. The other thing I noticed about this was yesterday we saw this move back up towards, not yesterday, but the day before we saw this move back up towards the descending trend line, and then we got a bounce, right? So the bounce took us back below 286 yesterday. And I'm looking at, so that's 286, but I'm looking at 248 here, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement line, $248. I'm looking at that as support based on these two candles from 3 days ago and 4 days ago, both of which sort of the bodies of the candles found support at $248. On top of that, we now see the 50-day moving average coming up here to support the price, and it's going to start meeting the price around about this zone if it continues, this way, which it will, because it's going to continue to draw that 50-day moving average as the price reveals itself. So this might be another week before it resolves itself, so all I can say is just stay tuned for further analysis on this. We have to reassess it every day when we get a new candle and new data, yeah? That's just the way it goes. All right, that's all I've got to say about Ethereum for today. So final chart analysis today will come from Litecoin. Here's Litecoin against the US dollar. So Litecoin teased me a little bit yesterday. Let me make sure you can see all this. There we go. So it teased me a little bit yesterday. Litecoin stuck its head here above $40 So which is this, one of the yellow lines. I've got $40 and $50 sketched on here. So it peeped up above it, right, yesterday, which is where I expected it to stay above. I expected it to come back into this channel between $40 and $50, but it fell straight back down again yesterday. Couldn't hold above it. Now that has caused me to draw this descending trend line, okay, which I've joined up the high there and these highs here. I didn't see that until yesterday and today when I saw that, you know, turn back down below $40. So that's what caused me to draw that. What I'm looking for here is to see if we've begun price cyclicity. You know, I talk about phase 1 and phase 2, away from a trend line, back to a trend line, away from a trend line and back to the trend line. I'm wondering if that has begun a downward movement of cyclicity. You know, the moving averages are still moving up, and the trend line here, the long-term trend line, is still up. But I'm looking for the early signs as possible that Litecoin may have turned around, right? So that's why I drew that descending trend line. Now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin chart patterns, don't you think they're looking awfully similar in terms of how they're behaving? You know what I mean? They're not precisely the same, but they're similar enough for me to raise an eyebrow, put it that way. What I hoped would happen yesterday was that the price would come back down to $40 and test it before moving back up again, right? Moving away from $40. That didn't happen, right? And looking back, we can't be that surprised because it took a move like this to break through $40 last time. And this big move also came with this great big amount of volume. You know what I mean? So that was a significant move to break through $40 in the first instance. Excuse me. So that's all I've got to say about Litecoin. So I hope you will sign up for a Coinigy account using my link in the video description. It's just $20 a month and you can pay with Bitcoin and you can copy my chart analysis and follow along at your leisure. You can also plug Coinigy into your exchange and then trade directly from the chart. So it's absolutely superb. Cool. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for joining me for this edition of the Cryptoverse Market Roundup. If you liked this episode, please hit the like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and get subscribed so you don't miss any content from the Cryptoverse. And also, I would very much appreciate it if you would support the Cryptoverse and help me to boost cryptocurrency adoption by going to cryptoversity.com/podcast and becoming a patron. You can also send me a tip by PayPal, Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency. You can buy yourself an online course from the courses section, or you can join my affiliate program, which is linked in the footer of the website. This will give you a personalized referral link, which you can give out to other people, and if they buy something through your link, you'll get 25% commission paid to you in Bitcoin or Litecoin. That means that you'll earn some money, you'll support me, and you'll help someone get educated. So that's the triple win. That's all I've got for you today in terms of the market roundup. I'll be back later today with the new show. So until then, it's me, Chris Cooney, saying bye for now.